Hey everybody, Paul with DirtOrcas.com here. Just wanted to give you a quick rundown, talk to you a little bit about the upcoming changes that I'm implementing for the 2023 Dirt Orcas Summer Classic. Those of you who have been to the event in the past, you know that we've always built an incredible route trying to showcase the off-road fun that we can have here in Southeast Iowa, from Iowa City down to Jefferson County, Iowa. We too tend to have a festive atmosphere in the evenings, putting on a great event in the past. Well, this year for 2023, I have opted to essentially put in some changes to make the event more reflective of what I've always wanted it to be, which is kind of in the model of what BMW does with the GS Safari down in Australia and New Zealand, what KTM does with the KTM Adventure Rally. Rather than putting on a traditional rally that we see here in the Midwest a lot, where there is a place to post up, to bring your RV in, to trailer your motorcycles in, to have one spot where you can kind of crash in the lawn chair and BS with all the guys. My feeling is that while those events have their value, there are also a lot of them. And I don't need to create another one, essentially. My goal has always been to be mobile, which means start here, camp, finish at a different space. So what that means essentially is building the route. The ride is the premium, part of the event essentially, and not the camaraderie. There's plenty of camaraderie, but the rallies tend to focus on getting groups together and then letting people go out and ride as they will. Well, the Dirt Orcas Summer Classic is mostly about the ride. We put on as good of a ride as we can here in Southeast Iowa, and I want to continue to showcase that. But we're going to be hitting multiple stops this year in order to cover more ground and showcase more of what we can do. I've been working with Kevin Riley at Riley Designs, who's always worked with me on building our GPS routes in the past, which people have loved. So we are effectively trying to create a adventure motorcycling route that connects the Iowa-Missouri border to the Iowa-Wisconsin border near Dubuque. Two reasons we're doing this. One is that we're kind of seeing the writing on the wall. Chad Berger has created an amazing route with the Trans-Wisconsin Adventure Trail in Wisconsin. He did this before a lot of people really had their teeth in GPS, so he deserves a ton of credit. And if you haven't ridden the Trans-Wisconsin, it's amazing. You should do it. We want to build a ride that effectively connects the beginning of the Trans-Wisconsin Trail just over the border from Dubuque, Iowa, to northern Missouri. That way, people who live in Missouri, who know the Mark Twain National Forest, who know Ozark National Forest, there's a lot of guys out there who have built routes for that. Now we can effectively link them together and provide an adventure route from the Wisconsin-Iowa border down to the Missouri border and vice versa. This is going to be a route that lives on in perpetuity, so we're very pleased to offer it to people. It will be something that we do on the Dirt Orcas ride, potentially year in and year out, or potentially we might switch it up and go in a different direction and offer different routes in the future, but it's always going to be available for people going forward. So this ride is going to be a lot of fun. It begins Friday night in Bentonsport, Iowa. We're going to do registration. We're going to have dinner as usual. We will be doing a backcountry discovery route feature documentary. I believe it's Oregon that we'll be showing this year. And then we're going to get up Saturday morning and we're going to ride the traditional Dirt Orcas off-road ride in the opposite direction we typically have. So we'll be going south to north, landing in Iowa City for lunch, where Sun and Fun Motorsports will again generously put on lunch for us there. So really looking forward to that. And then we have kind of a lighter scenic ride. It's going to be still off-road, still gravel, but not as heavy of a lift as the morning ride. A little more kind of scenic pavement, scenic byway built in there. There will be a campground that we land at Saturday night. And then Sunday morning, we'll finish the ride up to Dubuque, where people will be right in position to begin the Trans-Wisconsin Trail if they want to continue on to do that. So that's the goal for this year's ride. I'm really excited to bring this to everybody. One note, for people who like to bring the RV, don't like to sleep in tents, we have built this, or I have built this, I should say, so that in both locations, whether we're staying in Bentonsport or at the second campground, which is north of Iowa City, we will be sending around in the event page offerings for the ability to stay at a bed and breakfast, which is on site for the first night, or a selection of cabins and bunkhouses that are just away from the campground that we'll be staying at for the second night. So for those of you who want that aspect of it, a little more comfort, certainly that is going to be something you can get out of this. So I wanted to, make sure that we included that as well, which is also a big part of why we're getting late with registration this year, and the event has been kind of a little bit different in terms of the normal progress of it. We've added a lot to it, and we wanted to make sure everybody was comfortable with, what they're getting this year. So on that note, because we are doing more nights and more food and more everything, essentially, the price is also going up, but it's not going up, super significantly. We're not making any more money, if you will. We're just kind of adding in the necessary cost to put on a 2.5-day event instead of a 1-day event. So check that out. Registration details will be in the link, how to register, how to send money. All that we'll take care of. We'll get you all signed up as we need to. Most of your questions should be answered by the event registration page on the dirtorcas.com site. We're going to be working with all the same sponsors again this year. Giant Loop Moto, Jefferson County Cider Works, Gerbing Heated Clothing, Sun and Fun Motorsports. All those people will be back. We're partnering with Backcountry Discovery Routes again to show their feature documentary films. And all of those people also are going to be providing gear for the raffles and giveaways like they always have in the past. Such lovely contributions there. And then we will once again be working with Powers Media out of Des Moines to make our feature documentary of our own event. The 2022 video should be out shortly, so keep an eye out for that on the Dirt Orcas YouTube page. And also, we're working with, obviously, Kevin Riley at Riley Designs again to help me build the GPS route for this event to make sure that we hit the best combination of dirt roads, gravel roads, and scenic, paved roads as we can to give people the best experience of Iowa on the eastern side of the state here. So really looking forward to it. I hope all of you who have come in the past are able to come again. If you've liked the event in the past, and I know it's a little bit of a change, don't worry, it's going to be the same, really fun Dirt Horse experience you've had in the past. If you've enjoyed it once, I guarantee you'll like this one more. A lot of great food, a lot of great people are going to be at this one. So looking forward to it. We'll hope to catch you soon. And registration details at dirtorcas.com. Thanks.